probably partially, and so actually a lot of it comes from here. That is, there's 3 xylenes, and paraxylene is the desirable one because it makes for the polyester reaction, and so a lot of times you'll isomerize one xylene, say metaxylene or orthoxylene, to paraxylene, and that'd be a positive thing. Well, you hydrogenate it. Here's a ring, an aromatic ring. You'll make a naphthene ring out of it. What's this here? What is that one? Once again, here you'll take one compound and make 2 different compounds out of it. 2 of those and make 2 different ones out of it. And it's almost endless. And then hydrocracking, a lot of it is breaking down these complex rings. So here's this naphthene ring on an aromatic ring, and you'll break it down to you'll break one of the rings. So another type of thing that'll happen, and they're linked, and you'll break them. So anyway, just a bunch of it's a shotgun of chemistry, and you can't. They've identified some of the specific reactions that happen, but in there. So okay, there's that. Let's see what I'm going to go over next. Okay, now here's some of the reactor configurations. Maybe we can go to the PFD first, but the cheapest hydrocracker would be just a single reactor without a separate hydrotreater. Your standard hydrocracker has 2 reactors. You have a very severe hydrotreater ahead of the cracking reactor because cracking catalyst can't take much nitrogen at all. One reason we talk about sulfur all the time, but the reason you want to reduce nitrogen is it's a basic compound versus acidic compounds. Most of these catalysts they get their activity from acid sites, and so the trouble with nitrogen is it tends to form ammonia, which is basic, and it neutralizes acid sites. So it's a catalyst deactivator. So one reason you want to get rid of nitrogen is to protect your catalyst from deactivating catalyst. So that's why you have a hydrotreater. Now, one problem, if you don't have a separate reactor for your hydrotreater, you can't monitor the treating catalyst. They'll be stacked above. There'll be beds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, treating catalyst up here and cracking catalyst down here. Well, you can't monitor your treating catalyst if you don't have a separate reactor. So, but it's cheaper, and so a lot of the earlier hydrocrackers were just one reactor. But pretty much the way it's become now is you have separate reactors for treating and cracking. That way, after this hydrotreater, you can measure and see what the nitrogen is. And if it's not low enough to protect your cracking catalyst, you'll raise the temperature in the hydrotreater. You have to have separate reactors in order to know that. So, okay, then. Now, one reason you can do this now, okay, let's do this one first here. This is also 2 reactors, but the catalyst that they made probably 20 years ago, the cracking catalysts weren't resistant to ammonia and H2S. So what you had to do was depressure, go through the hydrotreating, and that's probably 1,500, 2,000 pounds, depressure all the way down to a stripper, which runs at 50 pounds maybe, get rid of the H2S and ammonia. Okay, now take the oil off the bottom, pump it back up to the cracking reactor. That's how they used to have to make them. So they were a lot more expensive. And once we get to here, we'll show those options. But